is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People say the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher. I wonder when it goes now, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Hello, blessings. How is everyone?
Okay, good for me.
Hope you're, is everything okay now? Are you guys seeing?
All right, okay, there you go.
Okay. Let me check it on the TV in here. So.
All right. We are up and ready. Melting pot, right? You can sign in back. I just saw you early, but obviously, again, we did have some obstacles here, right? I want to say big thanks to all of my comrade brothers and sisters, right? And of course, tonight we have a range of subject matter that we are going to be dealing with. We have, of course, the dual citizenship. Of course, let me add melting pot on stage. All right. So we have dual citizenship saga. We have introduction, right? The fear of being prosecuted. We have rural read case set for Monday. And we have beach access must be given. And of course, transition to CCJ, justice for all Jamaicans. So, of course, to this morning, we have a very healthy program, and we are going to bite into some of that. Let me just take the time. Big up some of the people in the chat, right? Our loyal supporters, right? To talk about Carla Ebanks, Beverly, Josette Williams, Maureen Vassell, my star, Lenny Van Myers, Dorothy McKay, Patel Kushank, Elaine Turner, loyal supporter, Freedom, loyal supporter, right? Maureen, okay, all right. Doreen Bastet, right? And the list goes on and on. Karine Arancevia, right? One done, big up yourself. You know, you're always about bless myself, one done. Pamela Okola, hardened supporters, right? Venice Brooks, right? Leroy Henry, right? And the list goes on. I mean, you know, the chatter run out. All right, Carol Allen, big up on yourself. James and Nanette Harriet. And let me just give what we call an umbrella welcome for all those people who are forwarding, the Mystic Sensation people, the comrade, right? Of course, we are here this morning. And before we get into the heart of the show, let us, of course, put on none other than my leading batsman, right? Melting Pot, right? All right. Always been here with me. Melting Pot. Here you go.
Yeah, man. Greetings and blessings once again to everyone tuning in this afternoon, you know, to the Domestic Sensation Live. Yeah, alongside I Melting Pot, you know, as usual, we are here. I want to say a special big up to Lady Bird, you know, because you know my love bird that. Yeah, man. Lady Bird up. Yeah, man. One done. Big up yourself, same way, my brother. Yeah, reggae girl. Enough respect, enough love. Yeah, you know, to everyone else, you know, umbrella greeting same way. Yeah, because you know we're there in the space. Yeah, so you know, so today, this afternoon, yeah, we are come deal with matters at hand. Yeah, because you don't know, so when we come and hold the hot seat, you know, a fire. Yes, my brother.
Blessing to you, Melting Pot, for that, my leading batsman. Now, Jamaica. Let me say this in terms of the first bombshell that will be dropping this morning. The Jamaica Labour Party, we are going to hold the Jamaica Labour Party responsible, because what we are going to speak about is going to be very serious as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party. And what we are talking about Michelle Charles, right? Now, we want Michelle Charles, as it relates to all salary being paid. Let me say this categorically clear and wish we are going to take her to the court. All salary being paid to Michelle Charles while she was a sitting member of Parliament need to reimburse back to the government coffers. No joke, no delay, and we are extremely serious about this. And I am going to show Jamaica, right, that the Jamaica Labour Party knowingly know that Michelle Charles.
Sir Byron, 1 second there. Me have to go log out and come back in. Me have a little technical difficulty. Me have to from my side. Soon back.
All right.
Yeah.
Knowing that Michelle Charles is a United States citizen, right? They utilize her for her to sit in our parliament while having, right, sworn allegiance to a foreign state. It's a criminal act. This is extremely serious. And we are going to prosecute this case. No two way about that. We are going to prosecute this case. My people, let me just get into the vibes before Melting Pot comes in. Let us share the evidence to the world that Michelle Charles is a United States citizen. Let us share that before we get into the meat of the matter this morning. This is serious, extremely serious. Let us share this information, right, with the public, so that the public can have an understanding of what I am speaking about, right? Now, my Jamaican people, look at this. Let us read, right? This is her post. This is her post. Back home in Orlando, miss this place so much. House needs a little TLC, tender loving care. But so do I. Sad face. Blessed to be back. This is telling us that while Michelle J. Charles was a member of our parliament, Michelle J. Charles had broken our constitutional rules, our constitutional laws. The Jamaica Labour Party facilitated her in doing that because they're responsible to vet her, to ensure that she did not swear any allegiance to any foreign entity. Now, this is serious, my Jamaican people. Now, let me take this away. We are going to get into the meat of the matter this morning. Let me bring up my Melting Pot there, because I know that when we juggle and pass down to Melting Pot, it's a different thing. Now, my Jamaican people, let us get into the rules, the constitutional laws, so that every Jamaican can see it clear as it relates to the breach where Michelle J. Charles concerned. And we are going to push this further, right? People have to pay the consequence of this. All the money being paid to Michelle Charles from the taxpayers' coffers, Michelle Charles need to return every single dime. Michelle Charles knew the law. Michelle Charles knew the Constitution that speaks about swearing allegiance to foreign entity, that you can't enter into our parliament. You can't be a member of parliament. That is the constitutional norms. And Michelle Charles fraudulently defrauded the Jamaican people. Michelle Charles defrauded the Jamaican people. Let me share the document, right, as it relates to the laws that we are dealing with, right, so that everyone can understand. Everyone can understand, right? Let us share this document. No, not this one. Let me get out of that. But let me stop share this one and get into the next. Right. Let us share this document, my Jamaican people. Right. Okay. Okay. I am coming, my Jamaican people. Just bear with me a little. All right. Let me just send back that document. Right. For it to be shared. Just give me a minute there, because we want to make sure that we are get into that document. Right. It is worrisome for Michelle Charles, worrisome for the Jamaica Labour Party. Right. Let me see if this is the document. No, this is still not the document. So many. Oh my goodness. All right, stop sharing that. Go back here. Right. Let me just go into WhatsApp and share this document. All right. Let me just WhatsApp. Let me just share this document, my people. Let me just put it up there and share it. All right. Share the screen. Okay. Now we have the document, people. Right. Let me just go into. Let me just add melting pot here. All right. Stop sharing again. Let me just add melting pot there, and then we just share the document. Sorry for the delay, people, but I want to, we are evidence-based, and we have to definitely deal with that. Just be patient. We have the document. We want to share it. All right, so we're good. All right, now my Jamaican people, listen up. Let me just increase the font so you can see that. Okay, let me just carry it to 200. 250, I want people to see that. Now, my Jamaican people, now the issue So when we say that Michelle Charles have to return every cent to the Jamaican people, we mean it. We're serious. The Jamaica Labour Party is in trouble for this. The issue, Section 40, subsection 2 of the Jamaican Constitution specifies that no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator or elected as a member of the House of Representatives who A is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Let us read that back over to Michelle Charles and the Jamaican Labour Party. This is the Constitution. Jamaica Labour Party, this is the Constitution. We found Michelle Charles culpable, and we are bringing this case in the public. We need this case to be prosecuted. Here it is in clear evidence, right, my Jamaican people. Section 40, right, of the Constitution, subsection 2 of the Jamaica Constitution specifies that no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator or elected as a member of the House of Representatives who A, by virtue of his own act, under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Now, it is important to note, though, that Section 39 of the Constitution specifies that a foreign power is a non-Commonwealth country. The United States is a foreign entity. The United States of America is not a Commonwealth country. Now, citizens of Commonwealth countries who have been resident in Jamaica for 12 months are thus eligible to sit in Parliament. Other Caribbean countries have similar laws governing the appointment and election of members to the House of Representatives and the Senate. In Section 48, subsection 1 of the Trinidad and Tobago Constitution, there is a similar clause relating to the election of a member of the House of Representatives. Other similar clauses of the Caribbean constitutions, including St. Vincent, right to as it relates to Constitution 26, subsection 1, Guyana 155, subsection 1, St. Kitts and Nevis, Constitution 28, subsection 1, the Bahamas 42, subsection 1, Antigua and Barbuda, Constitution 30, subsection 1, Barbados, Constitution 38, subsection 1, Grenada, Constitution 26, subsection 1, and also in St. Lucia, where Section 26, right, subsection 1 states that no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator if at the date of his appointment he is be by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Now, let us put this away and let us, of course, get to, right, the chat. Today is going to be very interesting. My Jamaican people, it is extremely serious on the Jamaican Labour Party to allow, to aid and abet, right, Michelle J. Charles to have sit in our parliament, right, and exercise her duties. It is unconstitutional, and Michelle Charles has to, must, we're not asking, must return every single cent the time that she had seated in our parliament. This is constitutional law. You can't go around it. You can't beat it. The Jamaica Labour Party is in trouble. Let me just put in none other than, of course, our leading batsman, Melting Pot. What say you on the matter?
Well, I have a lot to say on the matter because we've been telling these people a long time, you know, as it relates to what we know about them in terms of their, you know, nationality status. And they think that, well, you know, we are some stupid cupid around here. But here it is now. Here it is now playing out in front where she actually is saying to Jamaican, it's good to be back home in Florida. Okay? And house need a bit of TLC and blah da da, blah da da. Yeah? But this now constitute a breach of our constitution and our parliamentary office as it relates to she being an American citizen who automatically is disqualified from participating in any due process of our electoral status and office of importance. And so we know she breached the Constitution, and as such, she's entitled to reimburse Jamaican taxpayers every dollar and every cent because she was, yeah, an unauthorized member of parliament. She wasn't authorized. Yeah. This is what we call, you know, replication of Edward Seaga. And we want to find this type of behavior pattern amongst the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah, and how they try to, you know, disseminate our laws into their own way of doing things. Because it is there in the Constitution. And this is not something that is to be sniffed at. It's a law that governs Jamaica. And it's the law that preside over our parliamentary system. And it's the law that all parliamentarians should adhere to. She's not a Commonwealth citizen. And there are stipulations when it comes to Commonwealth citizen. Right? You have to do a 12-month grace period before you become eligible for any due process of elections system. But she's an American. So that is a no-go once and for all. And the leader of the party must have known that. Because remember, you know, Edward Seaga, yeah, in his time, everybody know, and it was out there that he should not have been a member of our parliamentary system or our political process. So for her to hold an American citizenship, which she had not denounced, and which even if she had denounced it, still wouldn't give her any qualification. You can only come from Commonwealth country. So we know that she pledged allegiance to the United States as a foreign country, yeah, which is outside a Commonwealth state. And that alone is a no-go. So you're right in saying that she needs to return back all of this money, yeah. And I mean, this has to be taken to the next step by the People's National Party. And it is out there, and it has to go into the law of court, and it has to be presided over, and you know, she get what is due to her. Yeah, she was disqualified from the first place, but yet still, how many years participating in our political process and being disrespectful to Jamaican people on top of it. It's another Edward Seaga. So we have to make sure also we come and address this and bring it to the public attention, what is going on and what needs to take place with she. She have to come back and face the justice system. Yeah? And the justice system must preside in favor of the state, Jamaica. The taxpayers' money must come back. She was an alien in our place. Aliens in our place and being disrespectful to the people in Jamaica, more so from St. Thomas. No respect if he's a comrade. And I mean a lot of hanky-panky on top of it, where she put all, you know, orange towel under female dress and all these type of things, and telling people that she don't respond to them because she buy them vote. So she have a lot to answer to, you know. She have a whole lot to answer to. And the leader for the party have a whole lot to answer to as well.
Exactly.
Because it is and is duty rastra that he knows everybody in and out.
Exactly.
Who he lead in the party, Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah, him can't say him don't do him due process. Yeah, I've make sure know you vet everybody we're in at the party, especially where it is known, yeah, about their nationality status. Andrew Wallace should know that she not supposed to in a politics in Jamaica. Yeah, but because of the daddy Pernell charge, them squeeze her in because a friend and thing them use around the country, you know. Yeah, I feel like say, you know, things now will come to light. This is the modern time of social media in its prime. And with people like we around here doing real investigation and understanding the ins and outs and the intricacy of our constitution. Yeah, we now allow these things, yeah, to go and miss. No, we are gonna make sure no say this, yeah, no stop mention until we get some redress. Yeah, we want to hear what the Prime Minister say in regards to this. We want to hear from civil society group in regards to this because you know say she sit down in the parliament, yeah, not having the requisite requirement because she's a foreign allegiance. She pledged her allegiance to foreign state. She's an American. You cannot be American and come participate in our politics. That only applies to Commonwealth citizens. We all know what the Commonwealth countries are. America is not a part of the Commonwealth. So you can't come and participate because your father, Pernell Charles, is a GLP member. Them all know the rules and them break it, you know. This is what I don't like with the Labour Party. It's not that they don't know the rules. They know the rules and they're fully aware of the rules.
Exactly.
But the standship with them play in our society and try to do things over and above the limit. Yeah. Well, we have put a stop to that because we're there and we are going to make sure no, so we get some palatable question and answer situation where this is concerned. And we need back the taxpayers' money. We not pay taxpayers' money to unqualified people.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people who underperform. Yeah, and come and style the people in the country, but he's in America. I don't know if you allow that. None of our Jamaican can go to America. Yeah, and get this type of life to live by being a parliamentarian and a part of the Senate. They're up there. No, we can't do it. Yeah, so we have to make sure no, so we protect our sovereignty at all costs, and people must adhere and respect our sovereignty. Don't come and try to breach it because you think so well, then we are third world people with no knowledge. Don't breach it. It must not be breached. So we just need to make sure no say this gains some traction and some momentum in the social media platform era. And we want the people them down there, the powers that be. Yeah, look on this matter as a matter of urgency. Because there's a lot of money this individual yeah, earn by being an unqualified parliamentarian in our system. She never qualified in the first place and she cannot qualify based on her birthright, which is she's a US citizen by birth. And everybody around her know, but them allow it. And there are many more inside of the party as well that need to weed out. Sniffy, born a US, which is Pernell Charles Jr. I could tell the people I'm from now. Him born in a US too. So film seat now have to be vacated by all means. And a by-election run back this up. Because I'm born in America. But them want to use some little clause about the reason why I'm born there is because him father have to run left Jamaica. Run left Jamaica what time? They owe him campaign and contest the election. Eh? I'm mad on a madman. We don't forget real run on the GLP side of the world, you know. Yeah, and stop this foolishness. Yeah, we don't want to unauthorized people in our politics. Yeah? No unauthorized personnel must end up in the House of Parliament. And I yield back the floor, my brother.
Blessing to you, Melting Pot, for that. Now let us, of course, right, get deeper today. Right, we are going to get into some serious subject matter, my people. Without any delay, let us, proceed along. Now, under the subtopic introduction, the fear of being prosecuted, right? Let us delve into that. Now, but before we go there, right, let us show Jamaica Labour Party that serious time ahead. Andrew Holness, the game is not over until, you know, that runner reach the finishing line. And let me share this. Because, of course, right, you're still in a bind. And Mr. Buchanan is not easing you up, sir. Let me say this. So when you think it's all over and that you are out, right, out of the red zone, no, sir, you are not. Let us show you what is happening, right? This is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, which was yesterday. Let us show you the new heat that is on. Buchanan files court action after constituted authority rejects election challenge in Prime Minister's seat. And I do agree with, of course, Comrade Buchanan. Definitely not letting it go, right? Definitely pursuing it. People's National Party candidate Paul Buchanan has taken legal action against the Constitutional Authority after it rejected his application to void the September 3 poll results in the St. Andrew West Central constituency won, so-called won, let us say that, by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Let us show you what Buchanan is doing. Buchanan, through his attorney, Hugh Wildman, today filed an application seeking permission for judicial review of the authority decision. This time, you know, you Wildman, right, you know, I respect you, you know, but there's something that you and I, we will be arguing on, right? I know that you're taking this case, and of course, I think you're in the green, right, the right to do so. But we are going to argue later in the program on a different topic where I think that you really don't have any basis. But, you know, you man, as I said, I respect you. You are a very prudent lawyer. But, you know, we will talk when we get to that subject matter. Now, Buchanan, through his attorney, Hugh Wildman, today filed an application seeking permission for judicial review of the attorney's decision. And this is serious. And I do agree as it relates to where Hugh Wildman going on this particular matter. The land economist by profession is requesting several orders from the court, including declarations that the authority refusal to act on its complaints is unlawful, right, irrational, and void, an order of certiorari to quash the decision, an order of mandamus compelling the authority to refer the matter to the electoral court. Not my Jamaican people, this is serious. Now, Buchanan contends that the election was compromised by multiple irregularities, which we do believe it is true, based on evidence of voter suppression, the various means that use as voter suppression, I mean, intimidation, right, the purchasing of votes and all of that. We have seen Andrew Holness, right, we have witnessed that. We have evidence, we have video clips of him actively, right, at a particular PD, right, and where police was used, right, to basically, right, manipulated the process. Now, including double voting. People, you hear that? Double voting. They know that they depends on the evidence that they collected to prove that. Voter intimidation, as I was talking about, and alleged tampering with ballot boxes, claims he says are supported by sworn affidavit submitted to the constituted authority. Then if all of these that we have seen here that Buchanan had spoken about, why did the constituted authority did not look on these, did not give ear to all these concerns based on sworn affidavit? Now, this is serious. This is serious, my Jamaican people. Responding to Buchanan's September 16 application, the constituted authority noted that he relied on the ground stipulated in Section 37, subsection E of the Election Petition Act, that there is an upsurge in violence or any irregularity during election day in one or more polling stations or polling divisions or in any electoral divisions or constituency, which would lead to a substantial distortion or subversion of the process of free and fair election. But the constituted authority, in its decision on October 1st, said after carefully consideration of the affidavits and relevant case law, it is not being carefully reviewed by them, corruption. It found that the evidence presented did not satisfy the standard contemplated by the wording of Section 37. And that is why, right, another court, right, is going to have now the opportunity to overlook, right, as it relates to the procedural conduct of that court, the constituted authority, who only tallied 7,054 votes to Buchanan 4,953. The margin of victory stirred wide public discussion because the JLP leader was trailing Buchanan by close to 100 votes after 87 of the 105 ballot boxes had been counted. And this makes sense for it to be looked into, right, people? Now, the 18 outstanding ballot boxes were from polling stations located at Seaward Gardens Primary, at an infant school. The director of elections confirmed. Right now, let us get now to the panel, and of course, we are going to bring in Melting Pot. But before we bring in Melting Pot, my Jamaican people, trouble in the camp where Jamaica Labour Party is concerned. Now, Paul Buchanan is taking that further, right? And we are now anticipating now the ruling. So now, without any delay, let me bring in Melting Pot. So we are saying that Andrew Honest, you are still in the red. Now, Melting Pot.
Yeah, and by all means, Mr. Paul Buchanan have all rights to challenge them. Yeah.
Yes.
And how is it that the constituted authority, when say them not have sufficient evidence, yeah, in supporting Paul Buchanan claim? Of course, there's more than sufficient evidence.
I do believe so.
What we see, yeah, in terms of video, it shows on the day that not just this constituency alone was affected by voter suppression. And remember, the ink did leave the EOJ office. It was out there. There is a lot of video evidence show that vote buying was paramount on the day. Yeah. And you see the suppression of how slow the line was moving and how frustrated the PMP voters were.
Yes.
And barriers and all these things. We see even member of parliament who vote and was milling around in and out a polling station. So a lot of things. We know that Andrew Wallace closed down 3 polling division in our constituency. We know where the box take the route where it take. It is there and it cannot be disputed because even confirmation from the police in regards to why they went that road to drop our female. Yeah. It sure said there was a lot of breach. We saw a video where citizen was chasing police people who were traveling with ballot box, which is not appropriate, should not have happened. Police must patrol behind the vehicle with the ballot box, but not be in physical contact with the ballot boxes. So there are so many breaches on the day in question. So the constituted authority, they are not being, open and fair. They're not exercising any form of transparency as it relates to their office and how it constitutes a fair election from an unfair election. Yeah, there is so much to delve into as it relates to breaches and all type of criminal activity as it constitutes to vote buying, which is in the 1944 People Act.
Yes.
Yeah, and that carry prison sentence. So what they are talking about? So Paul Buchanan has all right to challenge the constituted authority ruling and to get this thing taken further. Yeah, because we know what they are trying to do. They are trying to protect Andrew Holness, a loser. Everyone know that him lose the seat. We also know about the technology side of interference. Yeah, we know about that. It can be proven. Because the system jam up. You can't have internet and power outage. Yeah, all at once. On a very important night like that. Yeah, Paul Buchanan was leading by 105. Yeah, with the 87 boxes already gone, count. But the next 18 box show up 2,292 vote for Andrew Holness and number 68 for Paul Buchanan. What can go so? You think we are idiot around here? We know what took place, and all I want to down there know what took place from inside the constituted authority, from the EOG and all. The whole I want to contrive to steal in the election. The People's National Party, more so, Mr. Paul Buchanan, must get justice.
Hit them pot.
Must get justice.
Yeah.
Because when you put out all your energy and effort and resource into a campaign, yeah, and you know that you have the victory and it's been stolen using hanky-panky system and people helping to corrupt a system. Yeah, we have never seen the system so congested. The slow process of voter casting the vote never happened. Yeah, because remember, you know, we just had an election recently as it relates to this local government election and several by-election, and we did not have this problem.
Yes.
But Andrew Holness and his hierarchies and all the members around him know that they were in for a battering at the poll at the hands of the People's National Party. And so they come up with these type of mechanism. Andrew Holness said to Jamaica at 3:30 that he will call the general election date when he know he can win the election. I have never heard that in my life. I have never heard such comment nowhere around the world. How can you know? Yet few days or a few weeks before the date that you're going, you should know a long time before. I mean, the world was seeing that PNP was taking the place by storm. By storm. It was 19-1 on the day in question, even though they robbed the election. 19 PNP to 1 JLP on the ground. How can a party lose with such high percentage number? But yet still, yeah, them contrive to steal the election using Gladstone Brown, Tadpole Green, yeah, using Dushan Shavadia, yeah, as the man with the technology for jam all type of thing, traffic light and everything like that, yeah, criminal in our place, using some people from inside the EOJ office, ink went out, never.
All right, it seems like Melting Pot, right, is having some little Wi-Fi issue there. But yes, as what Melting Pot is saying, right, in terms of Paul Buchanan, right, obviously we have witnessed, right, as it relates to even the blackout stage, and some people in the chat are mentioning that, right. Obviously, the general election was stolen. We are not asking, right. We know that we have seen the evidence. All right, Melting Pot is back, so let me just have Melting Pot continue.
You know, yeah. Vote buying was at a paramount on the day. Everybody could see it. Yeah. Even outside of Jamaica, people talk about it. And they see the video them circulating, you know, because the people them was so arrogant with the money that they were receiving that they make all their own video. They make their own video. So when the constituted authority come and chat shit to Dr. Paul Buchanan, no one not talk to the man say. At time we put away the favoritism in a Jamaica and clean up the act in a Jamaica and get the country moving forward. Because if you are not the people's choice, you should not be there in office. The people's made a choice. And we know the history of politics, you know. Anytime a ruling party lose the local government election, 100% time them lose the general. 100% time. Because the local government election is a clear indication and the electorate mood. Yeah, and that has never been otherwise than what I just outlined. Anytime the ruling party loses the local government election, it is destined 100% that they will lose the general election. So this time we cannot see anything other than criminal activity and at the hands of stealing the election and the deal. Remember, Andrew is the worst prime minister in terms of under scrutiny as it relates to controversy, money laundering, theft and all type of thing. Yeah? Go into an election and come out winner. You're mad? That can't happen. The heat and the pressure was on Andrew Hollis, and everybody know that. Him of himself know why you think him stay 1 month away from the people before him show him face. Him all hide from Parliament. Because him is shame and embarrassed. And him knows him steal the election. And the constituted authority know that as well. That's why they want to shoot it to quick and fast and talk about them not see no evidence. The evidence is there more than evidence. More than evidence. Too much evidence is there. Do the work. Taxpayers are paying to do our work. It's not Andrew Hollis paying no. It's not the Labour Party paying no. It's the taxpayers' money paying no. So now if we do the work and do it professionally, too much of the nasty people slung in the high office, yeah, and I suppress the country and the people in the country. And I tarnish Jamaican name. Yeah. In the region of the Caribbean, where election is concerned, Jamaica have the worst controversy surrounding a general election. Because everybody from CARICOM, yeah, them snub the prime minister, them not come there. Main countries in CARICOM did not come to the swearing in. Because they don't want to be a part of a criminal entity. You understand? So Andrew and all the minions them, yeah, una try, yeah, to sustain una image, but una image is tarnished and everybody I learn about una more and more every day. And the right thing must be done. Yeah. Mr. Paul Buchanan must get a fair hearing into why he's bringing this into disrepute as it relates to that seat. He would have never brought it into disrepute, claiming any foul play if there wasn't foul play. He had more than reasonable grounds. Yeah. And everybody see it and know it. So they do the right thing, yeah, and go through the procedure as it states, as on the seat pan video, as on hear people say, because people not tell the lie. The people's voice must be listened to. And I yield back the floor.
Wonderfully stated, melting pot, boy. Trust me, people, the melting pot body, melting pot keep on blazing the fire, coming from melting pot, right? But he's talking the truth, right? Hitting the nail on the head, right? Everything that's spit out of the mouth of melting pot is 110% correct. Melting pot, big up yourself. Always, you understand, articulating, right? Breaking down, right? The subject matter as usual. Now, Jamaica, now under the sub-heading, introduction, the fear of being prosecuted. Now, Jamaican people, under this sub-heading, can you imagine the level of corruption and crazy, right? Shocking as it relates to what Darrell Valls uttered out of his mouth. The man is telling you that he willing to mingle in the corruption, not good governance. People, let us go on the right subtopic, introduction, the fear of being prosecuted. Now, on our first subject matter with that, let us get in there, share the information, right? Now, people, look at this. Unbelievable. Can you imagine? Now, watch this now, people.
Jesus, it has been so long since I spoke your name in love, in need, in a desire to lean on you. I've ignored you at best and denied you at worst. I have given myself over to sin and exposed myself to the evils of the world without thinking twice about how that would affect the eternal salvation of my soul. I have bathed in the rum and splashed J. Ray and his nephew on the school buses. But I've been told that you forgive, Jesus, that you are merciful, that you do not count the cost. You only desire that I seek your mercy with a repentant heart, with a heart that desires to return love for love. So, Jesus, I come before you now to repent of all my sins. There are so many that I cannot count, but I will trust in you, Jesus, and your promise of mercy. Jesus, I come before you and repent of my sinful ways. I hand over to you my heart infected with the evils of bad mind, thievery, pride, envy, jealousy, sloth, gluttony, vanity, and lust. Root out the ties that bind me to these and all the sins my heart has committed. I ask that you cleanse my heart with your most precious blood. Jesus, I acknowledge my sins against the children of Jamaica, weakness and inability to change my wounded and sinful heart without full and complete surrender of my whole self to you. Jesus, I know my weak heart, and so I ask that you fill my heart with the deep faith that each time I turn to you to repent of my sins, you will be there with your loving hands to help me up and with your strong arms to carry me when I cannot walk. Jesus, I do not know what lies ahead, as Anne-Marie has been voted out by that man called ISAT Buchanan, but I know a transformation of the heart is not easy. I know the journey of purification is difficult and will bring temptation. Jesus, I know that my pride and my thievery must be crucified, but I rejoice, Jesus, because I am one of your sheep and you are my shepherd. I shall not want for your comfort and consolation when I fall and need your strength to stand up again. I shall not want for your fortitude and perseverance when I must resist the temptations of evil, for you will be ever at my side. As long as I keep my eyes on you, you will bear the heavy load, for your yoke is easy and your burden light. All you desire is my surrender. And there is nothing more I desire than to live in your mercy and peace. There is nothing more I yearn for than to rest in your most sacred heart. Teach me the way of living in your divine will, Jesus. Show me the path to eternal salvation. Jesus, transform my life so I may live as you desire I live, completely and totally immersed in the love of your most sacred heart. The vase has been broken. Please provide another Vaseland to call my own, as Vaseland is no more. Please help Anne-Marie Pooms to diligently take her Adderall to stop jumping like she has ants in her pants. And last but not least, help me to explain to the Jamaican people the $1.4 billion wasted on those old school buses. Amen.
All right. Let me stop share that. Because me can't tell him saying no prayer now go save him round here, you know. No prayer now go save him round here, you know. And as a matter of fact, may I leave him to melting pot later. Because no prayer is going to save him around here. Right? Him need to go down in sackcloth and ashes. The amount of sins that he might have upon him shoulder. Oh my goodness. Now hear this now, Papa. Now look at this. Right? Let us get into this, my people.
Eastern Portland. Mr. Speaker, Minister, I would like to join in congratulating you on your green paper. My question, my two-part question to you is one first of access and the second of public education. I appreciate that ministries sometimes overlap. So, you know, the questions would be asked from another ministry. I did peruse your green paper in its entirety. What I found absent, which is just a strengthening, is the access component. There are persons who are practitioners that don't know they're practitioners. For instance, a Maroon from Moortown who is also a rafter. He doesn't know that his rich knowledge makes him a practitioner with his history about heritage and culture. I didn't see the aspect of public education that would allow a practitioner to identify himself as a practitioner so he can get access to whatever facilities or funding for his part. The second question then is about its inclusion, but then there is also the heritage aspect of it. It is through your ministry that oftentimes preserve our culture and our rich heritage. Such a heritage, especially for entertainment, would be that of Blue Lagoon and its access. I know you knew I was going, but just to say that I appreciate the thought, the mature consideration that came through the paper. I will read it fulsome, but having speed read or read, I will just say that if that is something that would come to fruition when it gets to the white paper stage, you recognize the power of your ministry to protect both the heritage, which is the land aspect, and how it intersects with the who are the practitioners. And I look forward to your response on that. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Member from East.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, before I play the next clip, I need to talk to my Jamaican people. The sheer brilliance of ISAT BUCHANAN. Measurably arguing the point, dealing with the issues to ensure that his input is going to benefit the lives of Jamaica. What a brilliance. When you look in terms of an ISAT BUCHANAN versus an Anne-Marie Vaz, let us put the politics outside for a minute and let us argue this point. On September 3rd, I do believe that Jamaica won themselves the opportunity to have a political representative like ISAT BUCHANAN to be in the parliament to represent Jamaicans, not only in East Portland, but as he journeyed on the green paper that was put forward, a green paper by the Jamaica Labour Party to deal with entertainment, sports, etc. But yet the cohesive effort of the People's National Party via none other than ISAT BUCHANAN identifying the identity issues and inclusion of Jamaican people to be accepted. I am asking Jamaica, would an Anne-Marie Vaz would able to represent on that particular level like what ISAT BUCHANAN did? No. And Anne-Marie Vaz politics represented the bellyful politics. And ISAT BUCHANAN politics represents nation building. And as what incorporating our program this morning, we are going to deal with beach access. You're going to see how ISAT BUCHANAN spread his wings in terms of making sure that he will be working on this green paper so that when it becomes white paper, it has both the input of the JP, input of the PNP, and policies are solid going forward before the white paper put in law. Anne-Marie Vaz, totally incapacitated, doesn't have the ability, the capacity, and the range to deal with issues that deals with nation building. And this is how important it is. No sense of bad mindism coming from Darrell Vaz, talking down ISAT Buchanan. What Jamaican people need, true political representation. And we have that in ISAT Buchanan. And so we know that this term, it's about checks, balance, accountability, transparency, and the Jamaican people will be defended by our 28 members, not for the interests of the People's National Party, not for the interests of the Jamaican Labour Party, but the interests for Jamaicans. Whether you are JLP, PNP, or NAP, that 28 members that we put in Parliament will represent Jamaica. And that is what we want. No bad mindism, no downward talking, sheer intelligence and brilliance. We will identify, we will utilize to represent us. Now, let us look on this to share what we are talking about. None of that will stop our Jamaican people. Now look at this, my Jamaican people.
So very sad for me as a Jamaican, and I suspect this is probably the first time, and that is the fact that we had a two-time convicted felon reading the opposition leader's independence message. I think it's a sad day. I think it's the first time in 63 years it has happened, and it is a sad, sad day that we would allow, or any political party would allow a two-time convicted felon to run on a ticket. And regardless of what they say, I just find it to be something that is hard for me to deal with. I would say that it's something that you would have to look at, because when you talk about impeachment, the opposition talking about impeachment of MPs. How do you get there to talk?
Take him away. Take him away. Now let me speak before, of course, Melting Pot come in. Bangarang here today now. Take him away. So then, Darrell Vaz, you are so despicable, speaking against ISAT because ISAT joined on the policy that, of course, they need to proceed on an impeachment bill to put in law so that members of Parliament can be impeached. Darrell Vaz, have you seen what Christopher Tufton had done? Have you seen, Darrell Vaz, what Christopher Tufton had done? Christopher Tufton had done similarly to what Andrew Owens had done with Gavin. Have you seen that? And let me ask you a question, Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz, have you seen what Darrell Vaz has done with the 110 whole buses, and we don't get 110 buses, and where you decide not to give details, no purchasing order, and here you are saying to Jamaica that you are a criminal. That is what you're saying, Darrell Vaz. That you are going against ISAT Buchanan because ISAT Buchanan stand on the policy position to have impeachment in our Parliament. You are saying that you are going contrary to that. Mighty God. Darrell Vaz, you need to go back and listen to yourself. You, Darrell Vaz, need to go back and listen to this clip that I've just played, that you are saying that you are not in agreement with an impeachment for members of Parliament. It is this graceful Darrell Vaz. So on that note, on that basis, I build my narrative to say that you are indeed a criminal. A criminal. You are a criminal. Let me bring in Melting Pot.
Yes, I know, say me endorse the word criminal 100% because you take the word out of my mouth. You understand? Because this guy cannot come out and use the terms of reference, yeah, in regards to ISAT, yeah, being a two-time felon. So I'm not supposed to in our parliamentary system. And it's the first him to this since 1962. Yes, there's a first in everything. And the first is $1.4 billion by all buses. What about that? Yeah. But ISAT go through the system and get clearance. Yeah. And rehabilitate himself in such a way that he become a brilliant Jamaican and a brilliant student to the world, showing the entire world what can be done and be risen to become the cream of the crop, which is ISAT. Cream of the crop right now. The man won't afraid of the parliament right now. Because the man prove himself on the biggest stage in a Privy Council. Who don't know him know the laws ins and out. No hanky-panky business in the parliament when ISAT is there. And one thing I like with ISAT, him don't, you know, discriminate and disrespect people. Him come correct. Yeah, but him beat you and teach, you know, the moral side of things. Yeah, so when ISAT said impeachment must be on the card for parliamentarian, and when you nasty criminal, Darrell Vaz, want double down on that, as it, so well then it not, you know, have any value to parliamentarian. Of course, because when you don't lie and thief, you know, and we catch you know, with a fling impeachment power, you know, and put you away and borrow from public office. So ISAT is fundamentally correct. You are the incorrect criminal what we have in our parliamentary system. But does it surprise a melting pot? No, it does not. Because you are the same individual that caused Jamaica to cut and do away with daylight saving time, you know. You same nasty bars. Yeah. You let us abandon daylight saving time that was saving the country 1 hour energy per day. You understand? But we know that go. And because you're not using a system to free yourself and you can fly around like drunker in our place. You don't feel like you have the upper hand at all time. Because criminality is such a broad network around, you know, no cover all angles, but we have to break down them angles there. We have to dismantle them angles there. Yeah. So we know you know no moral to stand up against the ISAT, you know. Yeah, because you use for your pocket, your cronies, yeah, and use for everything as it relates to taking away the people's wealth from the Portlanders, yeah, and turn it into Vaz land. Yeah. Blue Lagoon, you know, I'm supposed to even look on that, you know. Look on a old grey back old piece of fart like you. Want to take Blue Lagoon at this stage of your career. We are taking for your picnic them. See the whole of our people Jamaica asset and a pile it over pound and picnic them, you know. We want them back. We need them. Those are countries' assets that must remain in the hands of the people. Not to no individual. I'm sure now we have parish council, yeah, mayor, who's supposed to provide, you know, all the residual care for them places in terms of people working and keep them places beautified. Those are tourist attraction and local people attraction, Jamaican attraction and a whole. It can't be that you want it to build up your empire around it, your criminal friend them, and control Blue Lagoon, and control other places in a Portland and turn in a Vazland after we already turned it in a Cokeland. Yeah, so we have to stamp out them things down and also ISAT round there, so they might go beat to no same way. Because ISAT know the lie, you know. All the beats them want to take up from the people in Jamaica, they have to return back. Them can't be in the hands of private enterprise. People on the use come in, come take away the whole of the people and resource on the island. Yeah? And have the people in the island in a landlocked situation where them can't enjoy the access to beach. You understand me? We now put stipulation as to which day Jamaican can participate in having recreational time at beach. You know, mad? We are breaking down those barriers. And we will move all obstacles that stand up in the people and we in Jamaica. Because we know no more man than nobody else. We're not criminal in disguise. Using our parliamentary system to protect the criminality. And we are saying to our Jamaican people, wise up, open your eye. Yeah, and smell the coffee that's brewing around. You know. And that smell is a smell of corruption. So ISAT is there now to make sure now that changes come its way to Portland. Not from just his side, but extend to the next side. You understand? That's why this criminal bad, you know, him become intrepid, you know, when I ISAT there in the place, you know. Because ISAT host out him wife, you know, and start dismantle this bars where them create around there, you know. This dynasty of a bars. So ISAT do 50% damage already. And I sure know when the next term come around, the other one, this piece of shit, boom bars, will have to leave. Because it's no use to Portland anymore. Many people have suffered tragic fate since them come around there. Portland, as a parish in Jamaica, have the lowest homicide rate of all the parishes. Yeah, prior to these nastiness. Come around at the Portland side of the world and use it into a coke empire parish and start to use the money and infiltrate the young minds of our young Jamaican boys. Yeah, and get them to start participating in activity never seen in Portland before and left a lot of family to grieve the loss of their loved one because of this nasty vase empireship that they want to create around here. Yeah, can't remember in a vase. We know about the importation of people from West Kingston, you know, into Portland, you know, to form that network that you orchestrate, you know, that fear of intimidation to Portlanders. But Portlanders can't walk them out when you speak. Everybody up here and just squinge up. And you go around and you destroy the people in social life. You destroy the people in economical life. You start selling all the people in water as member of parliament when Portland is a water parish. Yeah? All them things that we hear, the people that talk about them damage all pump and all them things that. So you go around a Portland, you know. Go, you know what you go around there go do? You go destroy the people in social fabric and them life. Yeah? And what you do, you victimize them if them not with you. You understand? And you use police and all type of unnecessary forces like gunman, coming afraid to call the terms. Yeah? And what you do, you rage rapid for the people them. Yeah, you scare the people them. So everybody know I think so well you want up in a join up with that criminal there, you know. Things would have bad for my side. And so no war win election round and then get the people them hand out and control the place. We never allow that. So me glad when you have an opponent now like ISAT round there. Yeah, we have to change the mood of Portlanders. Yeah, once and for all. And rubbing off our landscape, our politics. Yeah? And destroy whatever we want to have and get back the people and wealth. That have to be paramount. And ISAT will make sure that happen. Yeah? So we will not afraid of ISAT, you know. Because we know ISAT now play with them, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm afraid that the 28 lion will bring in to come kick on the cheaters out of parliament. We have to move. Yeah, man. Them to move. A full time now. Them a play with it, them a play with the country. Yeah, I said. And I mash up the people in life. And right now, me I tell you, say, get with mad round here, so. So, you know, Sir Byron, just come in, come go and rally it same way. Because we there, you know, we not stop beat it in the evening now.
All right, when we say a melting pot, trust me, a living fire, you know. And so then we are going to turn up the heat, people. We are going to turn up the heat because, you know, Melting Pot and Mystic Sensation upon the juggling. Trust me, wicked. Now, let us get into this, my Jamaican people. And, you know, KC lawyer, you wild man, right? Remember, you know, I respect you as a very good lawyer, right? Not too worry about that. But we are going to argue some things on this, and people, right? I am not a lawyer, right? My faculty is in criminal justice. Let me say it clear. And so then, of course, we cover basic introduction of laws and so forth and so forth. And so then, of course, I am, you know, authorized to speak on the subject matter as well, right? So, to the fact, we are going to deal with some things now concerning Rural Read. And where I want to, you know, question my well-learned friend, you Wildman, right, on his basis, right, in terms of his defense for Rural Read. But let us get into it, right? Let us get into this. People will say, but Byron, you're not a lawyer, then how you are, right? Common sense, right? And we are going to argue this, right? And of course, I'm going to show some evidence as well, right? Now, look at this, my Jamaican people, right? We are critical thinkers, you know. We are critical thinkers and we are investigative journalists, right? And I am so confident when I have a melting pot, right, on my program. You understand? A man that can analyze, and if you notice, I don't have to, you know, deal with melting pot or pre-inform him. Anything that come across melting pot can touch it and analyze it and break it down. That is how valuable melting pot is to this program. So I want people out there to get that, and any people again, understand, because last week someone passed in place with melting pot. We are speaking, right, in terms of people. Please don't let that happen again. You understand? Melting pot is a valuable entity to this program. You understand? Let us say it loud, clear, and plain. Now, let us get into this and share this information. Now, people, we are going to bite into this. Because let me say this, Jamaica. Rural Read. I am not looking for you to get off this case. As it relates to my subjective opinion, you are going to be convicted. Rural Read, I am saying that you are going to be convicted. That is my take on it. And you realize that I put myself out there because I know if Rural Read not get convicted, you know, right? Some people are going to say, Byron, how you say Rural Read is going to be convicted? We are going to present certain things, people, and show you, right, that Rural Read have no foot to stand on. I know, as I said, you wild man, remember, you know, I respect you to the core, right? Respect you to the core, sir, right? Know that you are a very, very effective lawyer. Respect you to the core. Let me give you kudos for that. Now, defense pushes for dismissal of case against Reed, Pinnock, and others. Now, let us get into this. And this is where now I am going to have some dialogue against, of course, you Wildman defense, right, for Rural Read. Now, the multi-million-dollar fraud trial of former Education Minister Rural Read and others has been adjourned to Monday. So coming this Monday, people, of course, you are going to hear the outcome of Rural Read's case this Monday. As the defense seeks dismissal unless the Crown produces independent statements not gathered by Financial Investigation Division, FID, agents or by police officers acting under its instruction. You wild man, I am saying that you are wrong. Mystic Sensation, let me put it out, is saying that the judge is not going to yield to this if this is your defense. If this is your defense that you're mounting for the judge to throw out the case, on the basis, what you're saying here, right? That unless the Crown produces independent statements not gathered by Financial Investigation Division, FID agents, or by police officers acting under its instructions. Mr. U. Wildman, as I said, I respected you, sir. Right? Not disrespecting what you are doing here as it relates to the defense that you are trying to mount. But if this is the defense that you're mounting in court, sir, Roy Reid is going to go to prison. And Mr. Wildman, let me show you why. Let me show you why as it relates to the basis of my argument. Let me go there. Now, let me just stop sharing this, and I'm going to show Mr. Wildman the basis of my argument, while I'm saying if that is what he has, then he has no case. Now let me show the evidence here. Now, let us bring this forward. Let us bring this forward. Now, sir, and as I share this to Jamaica, share this to the world. Now, Mr. Wildman, this is the responsibility of FID in law. This is what? Rooted in law. In Jamaica, the Financial Investigation Division, FID, is responsible for investigating, detecting, and deterring financial crimes like money laundering and terrorist financing, working with national and international agencies to cut off profits from illicit activities. Key duties include aiding prosecutions, managing seized assets, and providing public and financial institution awareness about financial crimes. Let us look at the core responsibilities, Mr. Human. Bulletin point number 1, investigation. The FID investigates alleged instances of money laundering, financial crimes, and corruption. Deterrence. It works to prevent Jamaica's economy from being used for financial crimes and increase public awareness of these offenses. Bulletin point number 3, prosecution. The division aids in the prosecution of financial crimes and works to reduce the profits derived from them, sir. Now, let us stop share this and go into further detail here, sir, to say that you are dead wrong. The course that you are traveling down, your clients are going to be found guilty, sir. Now, let us look. Right? Okay, let me just clear off this document. Right? Go back and share the other document. Right? Now, following the responsibilities, asset management, a crucial role is the management, safekeeping, and maintenance of seized, restrained, and fortified property. International cooperation, the FID, collaborates with overseas bodies to combat transnational crimes under the Mutual Assistance Criminal Matters Act. So, Mr. U. Wildman, if you are not aware of this act, go and be cognizant, made yourself cognizant, because Monday, you really don't have a defense for rural Reed. Regulatory support. The division provides guidance to financial institutions and other designated non-financial institutions. Public awareness, increasing public understanding of financial crimes and their societal impact is a key objective. Operational details. Government department since April 1, 2023. The FID operates as a full department of government, given its increased operational independence and full budgetary control. Sir, let me say this to you before I bring on Melting Pot. And as you said, I have given respect and all prudence to you, sir, as it relates to you being a KC lawyer, but on the basis that you are challenging the court to throw out the case because the FID has no authority. Sir, you are dead wrong. And that being said, if that is the course you are challenging, if that is the course you are pursuing, sir, your client is going to be found guilty. You are not challenging the evidence that FID gathered and share with the police evidence. You are not challenging the evidence. You are challenging FID authority. And you are saying that anything come from FID and give to the police is to be thrown out. Where you should have challenged the evidence that FID put forward. But you are not doing that. And on that basis, Mr. Wildman, I am telling you that you will be losing this case coming Monday. Let me put you in Melting Pot in this case.
Yes, sir, Byron. Right away, you know, say, you wild man, I play with the seat where I'm sitting down in, you know. Yeah, because I just like to ask in the first question, what is the definition of FID? FID.
All right.
You wild man, may I throw that out there to you. Kind of look like you understand the abbreviation of FID, you know.
Exactly. You're right.
Because you didn't know the abbreviation of the FID, you could never come and say this garbage out of your mouth. That information from the FID to the police, you know, accept that. The way you have to accept. What are you going to accept? As a matter of fact, well, you should know if you want to protect your image as a KC lawyer, you wild man, you should have recluse yourself from this case. Because nobody is supposed to take up this case here. Rural Reed.
I agree with your point.
Our lawyer should have run from it because we don't need for him, you know, payment for enhance on the bank account, you know. Where am I going to pay on for represent him, you know? Because I represent that dead donkey. Is that dead donkey that? Is that dead piece of shit house that when it comes to the justice side of things? Yeah? And Jungle have him. I roam the place for nearly 6 years now. I want to use statute of limitation to run down the clock. But time come. I remember, you know, when time come, time really come. So here it is now, on buy enough time. I want to still put out the case to next week. Well, we wait till next week. But remember, no, you don't try no anky-panky in that seat that you there. Yeah? Remember. Because the Financial Investigation Division is there to serve, to protect our local currency and foreign currency and to investigate money laundering and all these things. You understand? It's an agency that is charged with that responsibility. So make I teach you this, KC, you wild man. You must have drink some mad puss piss. Make you come out and chat shit out of your mouth. Yeah? There is nothing you can put forward in the defense of Rural Reed. Rural Reed is an open case and is a cut and dry case. Me I deal with Rural Reed case, it only take 2 minutes and I wrap up that. Because me have to use substantial evidence like the old lady who this well affluent minister give the authority to open an account in her name but put his money in it, and she's been instructed when to draw using the aid of his nephew, and that old lady which was his helper only got 30,000. And she was scared to death when the police tried to ambush her. Her daughter has to come to her rescue in her defense because she was so paranoid that she couldn't even give an explanation. But luckily, the woman when make her daughter know the ins and outs of where I go on. Secondly, the taxi driver who used to only pick up and drop off and kids them and run some errand. Him said the man is our caterer. The man said, no, I've never been into catering. So the minute you find a man that tell a lie on a situation, that's supposed to tell you I'm guilty. Now, when we look over Caribbean Maritime Union, yeah, and the 28th bank account, where him and pin up the market straight, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 account people pay money into, man. Tuition money, man. Not 28 bank account, man. Yeah, but me know the science man telling us how to use 28 at all time. Me don't know. Because the Prime Minister now have 28 bank account too. And here it is now, you have pin up, constructed 28 account for tuition fee going on. Yeah? What can go so? So we know no game on that place. So you wild man, beware of what you are trying to do. It will not have any merit in society. It cannot succeed. Yeah? Too many children have failed to gain their education based on this 55 million and more with them take. Yeah? And it is only when the Jamaica Labour Party is in office, we see where our educational money, the funding for education, has been stolen at an alarming rate. Regular to steal it. Yeah? And to carry out the same type of behavior pattern. At that time, you was his consultant. Him fast track you into politics and you win a seat and him draw you in Ministry of Education. And you come and you do the same thing. Monkey see what monkey saw, monkey do. You understand? Because I'm a monkey, you know. Well, I'm a monkey. So, there is nothing that you wild man can bring to your defense in this court case. Yeah? We know on the stage at early morning, Dan. Yeah? And spend several hours and drink coffee inside of your house. Yeah? The team of police were swooped down upon you. It was a coffee morning, breakfast, brunch, you know. And you come out with some little hanky-panky thing about laptop and computer. And yeah, your family them and the leopard skin covering when everybody know, you know. Everybody know already, you know. Yeah? But if I get a youth when everybody see him face, I don't know where they come up on the face for. Yeah? We don't protect white-collar criminal around here anymore. One of the most dangerous criminal in our society. Because when you rob and work from the whole entire country, you know. I saw on rob, you know. When you rob and mash up the whole entire country. The country has suffered the result of it with CXC grading gone down. Everything mash up. You understand? Because a long time when I pill fine the education fund money. You understand? Because the report come out too much money missing from education, you know, and the various ministry them, you know. So I know like it's a one-half thing, you know. A cripple the education sector, you must pay the price for it. So you wild man, if you want to do the best thing, recruit yourself from the case or conduct yourself in a way that lend justice to the people of Jamaica and don't come chat no shit about FID.
Exactly.
Submission to the police, you're not going to use it. The way you're going to use. What are you going to use in the defense of your client? Or what should the state use then? Me not understand you. Because you need to have some evidence, you know, as to what your client tell you. So we really tell us, not touch your money. We really want to say, him never have a whole lady set up an account in our name, we have the whole of the money in it. We belongs to him and him nephew. I'm going to do the transaction with the whole lady and the whole lady get 30,000. Him never, you don't know about the sort of incrimination where we want to incriminate the taxi driver. Saying that the man have a catering company where the man come publicly and talk and say, he never enter that. The only thing he do is pick up and drop off and run some errand for this guy. Eh? So if that no constitute this man being attached to the crime, why is he telling lie? Why is he lying in the first place? So don't come around here to come spew no shit out of your mouth, you wild man. Get your things straight. We are telling you so the place have to clean up, you know, the anti-panky running at Jamaica have to stop, you know, with the whole out and milk the country, you know, through corruption means, you know. And I help with a friend after them do criminal activity. Yeah, and I get some money I fat up on and enhance in the bank account. Them things that have to stop. With people that must suffer, with people that need justice, and who commit crime to pay the penalty like they get to you them. Them not different, them are Jamaican by birth. Like everybody, they think to them rise up and wear white collar and necktie and an office, an Anglo taxpayers money, them have authority over every other means and form of the law around the country. When they're crazy. When man thief, man to go to prison. And that's the thing there. I'm here back the floor to my brother.
Well said, right? Well said. I couldn't put it any better than how Melting Pot put it, right? And as we put out the evidence. Now, my Jamaican people, we are going to lift the program even higher. And we are now going to go into beach access. And I want to, you know, bring it from a wide scope in so one can understand. So when we talk about beach access, what we are going to do as it relates to what we are pursuing, we are asking the PSOJ, we are also asking the government, inclusive of the opposition and the incumbent government GLP administration, to go center with their politics. Not a left-wing approach or a right-wing approach. Go center with their politics as it relates to Jamaican people, to benefit Jamaican people. Over 400 years spent in slavery. Jamaicans need to be benefited. Where am I going here? I'm going to show you something, Jamaica. That beach access being denied by the government and the PSOJ. And I'm going to be very diplomatic in terms of my conversation today. We are going to try to go in between in terms of understanding economic development and at the same time, simultaneously allowing beach access, which ought to be. Now, I'm going to show you something, Jamaica. Follow me. Let us go on the board of directors. As it relates to the PSOJ, I want you to look and see who on the board of directors for PSOJ. We are going to talk about the beach license. But I want you to understand the board of directors on the PSOJ. Without any delay, look where I'm going. I want to educate Jamaica about something. Now look at this, Jamaica. I want you to pay keen attention to this. President of the PSOJ, Metro Seaga. Vice President of the PSOJ also, Mistress Gail Moss Solomon. Vice President of the PSOJ, Brian Jordan. Vice President, Dr. Paris Lou I Jr. Vice President, Marian Rose Amar. Honorary Secretary Camille Facey. Honorary Treasury Viacom Diam, Executive Director Sasha Bassiano Riley, and Vice President Hugh Grant. One would say, why Mystic Sensation comes here? I'm going to show you. The two most powerful persons, plural, as it relates to the PSOJ board, are the two persons that I'm going to identify. One, President Seaga. Two, Vice President Brian Jardine. Why did I go here? I am going to show you when Michael Manley speaks about the clique. When Michael Manley speaks about capitalism, Michael Manley was also making reference of the PSOJ in his time. Now let me say this. I want people to understand where I'm going. Now, Brian Jardine, who is the son of Bush Stewart, I want Jamaica to know that Darrell Vaz is also the godson of Bush Stewart. What am I speaking about is for us to give Jamaica the benefit this time. I'm not going to disrespect the PSOJ in terms of what they have done economically, right, to help to develop Jamaica. But simultaneously, beach access is important as it has been given in Barbados, St. Lucia, right, Cayman, and so forth in the Caribbean. It needs to be given here. But in Jamaica, the issuance of license that being manipulated by some of those persons who are holding the license, denying beach access. I am not in the interest of accusing, so I'm going to speak to Vice President of the PSOJ, Brian Jardine. That, sir, I am asking you to work with the government of Jamaica to provide beach access. You are the centerpiece of this progress, Mr. Jardine. Where am I going here? I'm going to show you something, Jamaica. I am going to move from this document and I am going to send myself another document. I'm going to show Jamaica something. That Brian Jardine is not only right on as a vice president of the PSOJ, Brian Jardine is also on the board, the Jamaica Tourist Board. Let me show Jamaica that. And then we will continue the dialogue. Now, let us look at this, my Jamaican people. Let me get in here because I want to show the evidence, you know. Let me get in here in showing the evidence. Oh, this is not coming out. Let me just get in here and showing the evidence. Come on. Right? I want to show it and I just don't want to speak about it. I want to definitely show it. What is going on here? Okay, let me just close that and get into that again. Okay. Oh, so the WhatsApp close. All right. Let me see if I can bring it up on my phone and show it on the camera so that people can see what I'm talking about. Brian Jardine, Jamaica Tourist Board, right? So let me show people where I'm going and show people that, okay, here on the camera, right? Jamaica Tourist Board. Want people to see that. I am going to bring up Brian Jardim, show you that Brian Jardim is also, right? Adam Stewart, director, Dr. Adam Stewart, right? Here he is, right? Now, since I show that, let me share this document now. I want Jamaican people to understand where I'm going.
Residents versus a hotel, the first court hearing about public access to the Providence Beach and flanker St. James got underway today, with residents trying to stop Sandals Resorts from building new hotel rooms on a section of the beach. Krista Campbell has the details.
We party on the beach, they baptize on the beach. There's a lot of different uses for the community we have for the beach. So what we are doing, we are defending our beach.
The Providence Beach in flanker St. James. Residents say it's a public bathing beach on which Sandals Resorts wants to build 18 overwater bungalows and 10 villa-style suites.
We did get that beach from the late Prime Minister, Mr. Michael Manley. And he built some wash houses, bathhouse, pool, and we were all enjoying that beach for a couple of years, long before Sandals come in existence.
This was always public land. We have noticed that there is a systemic issue throughout the island where public beaches are being divested, and the discriminatory access is then against the public and the citizens of Jamaica.
And so they've taken their fight to the courts, as promised in May 2025, when they last met to discuss the findings of an environmental impact assessment study done by the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA. Monday was the first hearing at the St. James Parish Court, but the matter will be heard on November 10. At the meeting with residents in May, NEPA said only some seagrass beds would be directly impacted by Sandals' proposed construction, and that it would recommend that the seagrass be relocated. NEPA had also insisted that only a section of the beach which was degraded and not in use would be used by Sandals. But the residents had refuted this, adding that information from the authorities since May has been lacking.
The consultants who conducted the EIA, they came back to the community and obviously doing another assessment. I'm not sure how that works in the EIA process, but that is all the engagement would have had with any of the authorities since then. We would not have received any formal communication from NEPA regarding the questions that were submitted after they made their presentation on the EIA findings.
People's National Party PNP Senator Alan Bernard, who lives in the community and has been one of the more outspoken residents, outlined several concerns with the environmental impact assessment.
While the EIA report at the time spoke extensively on selected environmental impact, it really did not look at an important environmental implication regarding the overwater bungalows and how that would really deprive fisher folk of an important channel that they would utilize to traverse the beach.
Additionally, he stressed that issues of policy and legislation must be addressed, or the government seriously consider repealing or replacing the 1956 Beach Control Act to better guarantee the public's rights to what little beaches have not yet been privatized across the island. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Okay, so let us stop here that, right? And let us go into, right, the next clip. And then we are going to speak on an issue here, right? Let us get into the next clip.
Where do we stand in this nation when the police is being sent out against us on a peaceful protest just to swim? It is only to swim, and many of us can't swim. We're just going to dip in the water and walk on the sand.
My heart bleeds that my own people have guns. If I step across this barrier, and they might shoot me in my head and kill me. Because the man them with the money and the power turn you against me. That hit me.
All people died in these waters. We deserve that. Not somebody with a strange phenotype
and answers, but were restricted by iron barriers and a team of police personnel. And this was enough to add fuel to their fire.
So the question we must ask ourselves, where do we stand in this nation?
Let us stop share that, right? And of course, this is very serious, Jamaica. Why the reason I show PSOJ is to show you the control of the Sandals group chain. That they control PSOJ. Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan, yeah.
Right? Where Brian Jordan, right, is the second most powerful, if not the most powerful person on PSOJ. Brian Jordan is the most powerful person on PSOJ. Not only that, he controls PSOJ. Even although Mr. Seaga is there, Mr. Seaga have no capital injection comparing to a Brian Jordan. Very powerful, extremely powerful. And so then one can understand as to why at one point in time, Bush Stewart had gotten Air Jamaica to run, because the power and influence, right, of the Sandals chain. Not only that, they took over the PSOJ, they also have control over the Jamaica Tourist Board. So where am I going? So we see all these hotels, right, through the license being given to them by the government, manipulating the system as it relates to denying beach access. So when we look on the Stewart, Brian Jordan, right, and Adam Stewart controlling the PSOJ, controlling Jamaica Tourist Board, controlling the government. Let me say this as critical thinkers. Mr. Adam Stewart, no disrespect to you, right? Mr. Jordan, no disrespect to you. I am saying that our Jamaican people need to be recognized. 400 years in slavery. We have sacrificed ourselves for this. If no others don't want to call you out, Mystic Sensation is calling you out, sir. We are saying that you, the stewards, need to allow beach access. I know that you have the power and the influence, Mr. Jordan. The stewards, let me address you. You have the power. You control the government. This is one of the reasons why, to the fact that the government is handing everything to you guys, you wouldn't want a Jamaica Labour Party to leave power. Let me speak to the people. And that's why I show your control on the PSOJ, showing your control on the Jamaica Tourist Board, and show you the powerful influence you have. But let me say something to you. You cannot deny beach access in St. Lucia. You cannot deny beach access in Barbados. You cannot deny beach access in Cayman. I am asking you, the stewards, why you perpetrated to have beach access denied to our Jamaican people in Jamaica. Why is it, sir? Why is it? Because, of course, the license that Andrew Holness have given to you guys and how you are manipulating it in terms of denying access. And so even the tourism you control. You are orchestrator of all-inclusive. But what we are dealing with, we need to deal with inclusion. Inclusion. And so then you're all-inclusive is an exclusion for craft vendors. Exclusion for what ISAT Buchanan is defending in Parliament. We can have peace if you mix the political philosophy of democratic socialism. We know that capitalism is the market right now. And so then give breathing space, opportunity, spread it all over the island. Because, sir, let me deal with you with respect. You also have hotels in St. Lucia, Sandal St. Lucia. But you have given beach access because the government there is not corrupted and the government there is not in bed with you and your corruption. And so then you cannot tell St. Lucians that they cannot access their beach. You cannot tell Sandals Barbados, the Barbadian, not to access their beach. But you are in bed with a kleptocratic government that you can tell him that no, you're not going to give them access. So why then your chain that extended in the Caribbean, you obey their rules and regulation as it relates to beach access, but you deny Jamaica from beach access? Why? I know where the problem lies, and I am definitely picking the problem in the eye. The problem. I am saying to you, the stewards, you sit, you control PSOJ, you control Jamaica Tourist Board, you have the power. But what you cannot do in the Caribbean, Barbados, St. Lucia, Cayman, you can do it here because a government is corrupted. The government is corrupted. Government is corrupted. I am asking you, sir, why? Why? Release the chains. Release the mental chains that you're putting on the people. Andrew Holness, your government is a kleptocratic government. And let me put you in melting pot.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, no, Sir Byron, this beach issue is a serious, serious issue, you know. Because, I mean, it's one of the most affordable commodities that it relates to people having recreational fun. Yeah. And this 1956 Beach Act has to be recognized. Yeah. Because beach supposed to be the responsibility of every parish council. To upkeep the beach, you employ people, you put in, development like bathroom and changing facility. Yeah, because the beach is a part of the parish that the people them cast them vote for elect the members and put them into parliament. So we don't want no private sector individual a control the beach line, you know. Because the rightfully said, them don't have that power of authority elsewhere in the Caribbean. This Sandal group of companies, yeah, with this Adam Stewart and them guy there, you understand? Them don't have this authority over beach elsewhere. Only in Jamaica where them going to bed with the Labour government, yeah, and them do all type of garbage against the people in Jamaica. Because for too long, Jamaica has been allowing things to slip from under them feet. Paying scant regards to the real issues at hand as it relates to what belongs to Jamaican. The people of Jamaica, yeah, has all rights and authority to use any beach, any beaches they want to use without any authority objecting to their usage of the beach. So we are calling on the powers that be to go back and revisit the 1956 Beach Act. Yeah? And I am saying once again, Parish Council, we all now have to start take control of what is the responsibility duties that you guys are elected to based on the mandate that the people them give to you. Yeah? So we know everywhere around the world, yeah, hotel is a part of, building an economy as it will, host and accommodate visitors to our island. Yeah, we don't have a problem with that. The problem we have is why are these hotels, yeah, utilizing the corruption power we're giving to them to undermine the Jamaican citizens, yeah, and to practically eliminate them from beach access and saying that it is belong to the tourists. So what is there for the Jamaicans? And this all-inclusive empire state want to build up in the hotel, it has to stop. Visitors must come and experience Jamaicans, yeah, and experience Jamaica way of life, and also spend money in our local economy. It cannot be the tourism economy alone that benefit from visitors coming to our place. Because remember, I'm going to tell you one fundamental thing. You see the sewage line, won't I use and I utilize? Jamaican taxpayers paid for that. Yeah? So, we have to understand from a government point of view and from the people's point of view in Jamaica, yeah, because remember, Jamaicans are the government of Jamaica. We are going to let these people to administrate on our behalf. So we have to respect the government of Jamaica, which is the people of Jamaica will. And our beach, yeah, Sir Michael Manley, they telling us it's not for sale. So when you come up with this idea, say we now privatize beach land and put wall against the sea coastline, and nobody can see again in Jamaica because you're underprivileged people in your country. That has to stop. And we were
all right, so
Willis robbed the election. Andrew Willis robbed the election, yeah, and derailed the process of moving Jamaica forward. I know under Sir Mark Wolin administration, a lot of these policies that these boys bring in would have been, exempted from Jamaican people life. Yeah, and certain things need to free up back because of our foreparents, yeah, shed them blood for this island, this blessed island in the sunshine called Jamaica. Land of food and water, land of paradise, you name it, land of sunshine. Yeah, and some little boys come now want to control it like the land belongs to them. Yeah, and enslave the people kind of have dictator want control a country, you know. You know slavery is the order of the day under this guise. This is how them run the place. Now it's only like change the government can bring back that and restore that back to order. You understand? This government is a sellout government. It's a government that only think about a massive enslave the people and keep them impoverished. Take away from them everything that should enhance their life. And just sit back and enjoy the wealth in the sunshine. No, we have to change it and starting in this process going forward. We have to ramp up the pressure upon this nasty government. I mean, I call out from the Jamaican people, don't stop protests. They don't like protests around the hotel. Yeah, I want to protest peacefully. And nasty Andrew only send out the security power, you know. It only proof to you know where we are telling you saying it's a dictator. Don't allow a little idiot prime minister we are criminal to come have on a life and suppress it using a dictatorship style. When God Israel go copy, come change all the police and make them look like Israeli police. Me are telling you, Byron, I'm telling you, Lonesome, I'm telling you. Yeah, we are warning about Andrew Hollis, you know. Him not good for Jamaica nor Jamaicans. Yeah. So me always make you know say this guy is not prime minister material and he's not surplus to requirement. We should not have nothing to do with a criminal. Yeah. And we know it's a criminal empire the guy administrate and farm around him. That's why I say everybody I do criminality. It blatant so much. They are so engraved and entrenched in a criminality that it's so blatant. No look on you wild man want reject feed. Feed. Just look at that. You cannot reject feed, you wild man. And you see all this guy Brian Jardine, vice president for the PSOJ, where it look like him should be all Mr. Seaga one side. Yeah. And him also up on the tourist board, you know, so the man have 2 iron fists. The man have 2 iron fists right there, you know. Can't remember the tourism sector run by the PSOJ, you know. Yeah, so I can't think of interest that now if man vice president for the PSOJ, but him sit on the tourist board. I can't think of interest. It is conflict of interest. This whole heap of dual board ship where them guys sit down pan. Yeah, and where you look pan, just look on it, you know. Private sector of Jamaica. You hear the word Jamaica? And then you come back again. Tourist board of Jamaica. You hear the word Jamaica again pop up. That's why it become a conflict of interest. Because he will award himself and him friends them every percentage that run through the tourism sector. They will take most of it. And this is what they are doing right now. This is why the beach them just move left, right, and center into private hands. So Jamaicans who are national, yeah, from up the island, what farmer recreation, you not learn to swim. All them young youth who are born have no access to even learn to swim. Because remember, them can't have swimming pool around them, you know. Swimming pool belongs to the fortunate, not the less fortunate. So where our youth men go and have a swim? In the crocodile environment? Eh? You know crazy? Hey, this guy I need to investigate because the whole of them are criminal, you know. You see all the PSOJ organization, it want dismantle. A long time them they mash up the place with all type of corruption to them are the capitalists, not the place. Yeah. That's why I believe in a nationalization, you know, and do away with some capitalist boy, you know. Because remember, you know, if Ibrahim Traore can bring that to Burkina Faso, you know, that can come at Jamaica too. Run at some of them nasty criminal PSOJ boy. We don't need them. Them are baggage in our place. Yeah. Them are pirates in our place. And them a take what Jamaica wealth while Jamaica can't grow. Jamaica supposed to be one of the richest countries on earth. Based on our population size. And when you factor in our resource, yeah, and our culture. Remember, Jamaica was one of the prime destinations of the Caribbean, you know. When here Jamaica fly, you know, I mean, I see why here Jamaica supposed to, you know, get killed by capitalists and divest into the hands of Trinidadian. Yeah, and the name God, one of the most economically, yeah, airline. We have no former aviation traffic attached to it. You never hear a Jamaican plane get down, crash or nothing. Yeah, it was a safe airline to travel with. It was loved by the entire world. It's the only airline that fly in the sky will go by the name the Love Bird. You understand? And for a country where carry so much visitor or your airline to go in a bankruptcy that you can run it. That thief the man them thief for the money. Thief them thief for the money and mash up the airline, the national airline. Yeah? I want some little small plane to carry in for them contraband. So we are tasked to them PSJ boy, them not good for Jamaica. We have to move them, we have to get rid of them. Them are criminal. Cause me now hold back nothing upon them nastiness then. The whole of them are criminal. You understand? That's why you see them sanction everything we Andrew Wallace put in, you know. And them not come and stand up for the people and we buy them goods and deal with them service, you know. Because them not need Jamaican basically. The hotel sector give them everything, them cocaine and sell down there. Certain people are come use them thing. Them a spin over enough money. They don't care about the little Jamaican that they're in the place. You mad? Them a make big money. Because when them a show to the people, them a come at Jamaica. Oh, you guys don't have to have any interaction with the natives on the island. It is all inclusive. And no Jamaican is allowed to use the beaches. You're safe. How to make Jamaicans safe with the whole heap of gun trafficking in the place? In the first place, let me tell you now. How look you them can't import gun? How we have the gun shop in the country? Yeah. We don't have that. We know how you get firearm in a Jamaica. And I like first world country, you can go in a gun store and buy a gun. You know. That don't exist in a Jamaica. You know. No. We know it go. We know which organization run that. The FLA. Firearm License Authority. You understand? Yeah, you have to get checks and balance. So we have so much gonna create that. Yeah, because we wanna create one little thing and it leads to many other things. Because we want to mash up the place. Yeah. And then we use some narrative about Jamaica violence on our protect tourists. Tourists want to come interact with we, boy. Yeah. You know, see it? How we look at the nastiness and infiltrate the society. Yeah. And destabilize the whole country. And that's what we do, you know. That's why we get level 4. Level 4 in a crime idea. Because one of the biggest contributing factor to crime in the country. These nasty PSJ boy, they must be investigated and we create a new dynasty where our private sector and chambers of commerce is concerned. The current crop are filthy. They are corrupted and they are criminals. They are in drugs trafficking and gun trafficking. I want the entire world to hear me when I speak this afternoon. These people are notorious criminals. And they are responsible for more than 90% of what goes on in Jamaica as it relates to crime and violence. Because a youth now have a rob with them 2 fingers, you know. Yeah, now with the tie gun where you say Andrew Wallace a try impose a penalty of 15-year ban. Yeah? No youth now use that. Why our youth them get so vicious and vile? It's the high influx of guns and ammunition that are in unauthorized people possession.
So true.
And they are selling it.
So true.
They are selling it at an affordable cost. And when they don't sell it, they sell it out, but use it. Them have to use them all to rob for them, for Christ's sake. And then them flush them after that time. And we are telling youth, say, if you just conscious now in the mind, you know, and start dealing with the real issues at hand, you know, which is love for one another. Them private sector boy have to run out of a place because them can't use it no more. Yeah, I want a life would have lived to a greater stage in age. Yeah, I want to enjoy the warmness of the sunshine of Jamaica. I want a life would have extend into father and grandfather and sometimes great-grandfather status. But instead of we are lose, we use them at some little tender age. Yeah, we don't know what type them would have produced, what them generation would be, what grades them would have show. Yeah, cause them money just come in our place and destroy our population. That's why we can't grow past 3 million. We stuck. We population can't grow, but we have a whole heap of on-top land space. When the house to their son are like a shorter land. But them keep the population at this measly number 2 pointed and harboring just under 3 million. Because every year, 1,000 last year at 2,200 to nearly 300 people dead, you know. No make Andrew fool, you know, with no crime statistic in as it relates to murder, you know. We around here, so we have that lack. If half the number, time want look would come close to Mama P number. Because we use that number there and beat him and him say him want get close. Him half the time love half the projected number them, you know. Him half the COVID tally, you know. From 700 to 350, you know. Like him take people for eat that. Yeah. You see him half all the thing that were there, you know. Went from 16%, you know, to 8, you know. Yeah, him half that, you know. Him half that poverty. Him half poverty from 16. Him love half everything. Him half the poverty number from 16 to 8. But how can Andrew do that when him never complete the census? When we have a census from 2011, this guy I go like him take people around and feed that, you know. I like him think him brilliant in an headspace more than people. Him is a piece of shit. Yeah, him is a worthless cutlass. The Prime Minister Andrew Wallace is a piece of shit, people. Don't make this big nose parrot come and talk to you no more. Yeah, he'll infiltrate to the brain and tell you the garbage. And put out some little garbage from around a big mama place. Where I come talk to you. I lie them and tell them propaganda every day. Them not have no interest at all. We are telling you, you know. Because look on a child now. When you have a mother sometime, you know, when your boy picnic and grow up, you know, at them little young age. It better when them have something to play with, there are few little mates around him. Yeah, so you can get to go do something. Yeah, but you keep a look what you like, I see them play. And you want to take with them playing twice. Yeah, while elsewhere in the world, it manufacture, it sells so much. The tire industry is a booming industry. Andrew, you ever hear about Ties R Us, piece of shit? You ever hear about Ties R Us, your nastiness, you? I come impose 15 years from a youth, them, and if whether or not them, if them mother have it, the girl lock up the mother and she have 5 picnic. Where you lock her up your tiger, where you left her pick them to do? Eh? To continue life without them mother, eh? To destroy them headspace, them consider warm to them mother, a piece of garbage, leave a country now, in a piece of shit out. You need to leave a country now and go where you go. Nobody not ramp with you, because you're a criminal and you're a thief. Up to election, you're a thief. Yeah, you have some little nastiness from the pure soldier, some white collar criminal around you. We are destroy the country and our people. And we are stand up against you. Yeah, we are stand up against you, you know. We are stand up against you because we are the voice of the people in the country. And so in the last tour I want to play September the 3rd. I remember when you can't come back with that again, you know. You better think of something else. No more voter suppression. That never work again. And we don't want a 2-part, we don't want a 2 voting system, but electronic and manual, you know, shit also, you know. And you have a little nasty sauerkratis boy from India, we live on the street, we rape him parents yard for him at 14 when he's a junker than a druggist, running about him a jam system. Eh? I want to know, no get real down the head down. Eh, Andrew Wallace, get real now, you know. Get real now because time come. And you need to leave the space. I yield back the floor, my brother.
Wonderfully stated, Melting Pot. Now I have to say, you know, unfortunately, we come to the end of the program because, you know, we have to put go back and of course prepare ourselves, right, for Titan later. Because you know, on the Titans, you understand, it's going to be fireworks on the Titans, trust me. Right, the Titan boss is preparing, right, the series of reports, right, when we come on the Titans later, then, you know, we just deliver accordingly, right? So I want to take this opportunity to say big thanks to all the people who passed through and spent time, right, with Mystic Sensation, right, with a melting pot, right, blazing the fire. And, you know, always we will be here, right, blazing the fire, right, defending our Jamaican people. And we will not stop and fight for our Jamaican people, right, because we love our brothers and sisters, and we are going to win back Jamaica, right? So once again, I want to say, big up yourself, and make sure all of you guys who are here, forward on the Titans, right, later, right, bless up. I want to say big thanks, Melting Pot, always salute, right, my brother.
Man. That's my brother.
And people, we are out. Catch you later on the Titans. We'll be great.
All right, the people.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. Blessing
All right.
the people.
Blessings.
Enough love and respect.
I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.